cats were just beginning to appear at veterinary offices, you know. I mean, up to that point, it was just an occasional cat or a farm cat or whatever, and it was really not a main item that was coming into veterinarians. But feline infectious diseases were just rampant in the cat, and respiratory diseases and many others. And suddenly the veterinarians were just anxious to get any information about what was going on with these infectious diseases. And so I started meeting, and doors opened, and I would give a seminar, a group of veterinarians, and then it was a state, and then it was, you know, national meetings, and one door after another. I had no training in public speaking, but here I was addressing, you know, might be a small group of veterinarians, it might be 1,000 veterinarians, and they were just anxious to get any information that was available to cats. So I was sharing my research results, which enabled them to, with a recommendation of when they could vaccinate the cats. At the New York State veterinary meeting, and I met Bill Hardy down there the first time, and he had information to show that the feline leukemia was transmissible from one cat to another, and of course that was earth-shaking at that point. But we were in a little side room. I was going to give the feline panleukopenia information that I had, and he was going to talk about feline leukemia. And we were talking beforehand, and I said, little tiny room here. I said, you know, nobody's going to be here in the feline area, maybe a few, and they had, it was a little side room, and I could still see the 3 rows of chairs, you know, probably 30 chairs in there in this little room. And I thought, well, nobody's going to be here. The time for that section of the meeting came, and they just flooded into that room. I mean, they were practicing veterinarians that were standing everywhere around that room, you know. They were, I don't know, there were probably 200 of them in there for that room that was designed for maybe 50, 60 people. And that was an eye-opener to me. I thought, wow, you know, the interest in feline practitioners is something maybe needs to be addressed. And that's when I started going out, and these doors opened for me to go to this meeting or that meeting. And so I was traveling all over the country, and so I had a pretty good feeling in interacting with these veterinarians what the need was. And so that was a driving force, I think, of why we started the Feline Health Center.